So these are some of my learnings that I've taken from this deployment. Generally speaking, the deployment was a success. We went from doing tool-based training, I think, to focusing on coaching, and that was the big element that was missing for me in their program. There's a very limited number of second coaches, and they all have a degree of varying experience. And they're not just coaching; they're training, they're writing material, they're running workshops, they're doing other things as well. And just because you've got 20 years experience in lean doesn't necessarily mean you're a good coach or a second coach, or you may not even have heard of Kata, because lean is a vast topic. So some things I've learned, that sometimes the second coach is seen as a policeman. So what do I mean by this? If I visit a lean manager regularly and I'm attending all his coaching cycles, he gets a little bit paranoid with me coaching him, even though I'm giving him positive feedback. I am seen as a bit of an auditor. And at the other end of the scale, if I don't go often enough, or if I chance across a coaching cycle and they've been going on without my knowledge, or I can't be in two places at once, instead of observing a coaching cycle, I become a disruption, not deliberately so, because instead of a coaching cycle, it becomes a show and tell. And they want to tell me what they've been doing over the last 3 weeks, 6 weeks, 10 weeks. And then the coaching cycle doesn't really happen, or at least I don't observe it in its natural state. So this is probably a big learning as well, or an observation. Daily practice doesn't happen. We're deployed a mile wide and an inch deep. We just spread too thin, too fast. And as a result, we're just chasing the numbers of the number of coaches or managers that we're qualifying in coaching Kata. Where an environment for practice has been created, it works well. So specifically in projects, around teams' visual management boards, it works. So essentially, where the team have bought in, they own the KPI, they have passion about it, it works. When that's not there, then the coaching, generally speaking, doesn't happen, and it fades away. Yeah, so an unfortunate side effect really of chasing numbers is that a solution has been developed to hit those numbers. So old projects or projects from different departments are role played, and unfortunately it's almost just because you participated, then you get signed off as being competent, rather than really taking that true level of understanding. Single point lessons help. So I developed some single point lessons for each of the environments or the situations where coaching cycles happen. And this is to help both the coach and the second coach to make sure we're asking the right questions and we're focusing and we're understanding what the target condition and what the current condition is in each of those elements. It's not necessarily a metric driven, which sometimes the target is looking for understanding rather than a number. And then just a final observation. There's a huge spectrum of capability in middle leadership, both in motivation and commitment. And senior leadership are key. So when my engineering director uses his 5-question card, his next line down, take note, and they copy. And compared to 3 years ago, the language has hugely improved. Now I hear target condition, current condition, next step, obstacles, etc. There's still some artifact language, such as how can I help you? And indeed, I piloted this initiative. The directors, the first thing said was, let's add a 6th question, and that would be, how can I help you?